What's up? What's going on, Vince?
You, Josh? Do you see what I'm talking about? You know, listen. I hate.
Let's bounce us all around. Let's make us go like everywhere.
You know,
There we go. Another.
hold it. What? Why is it?
Happy.
Was I not telling you before we started?
Yeah, pretty much.
Why does this do this? Why does this do this to me? It's already bad enough, and like, I don't want to. Like, I get everything all set, and I told you.
And then you freeze.
It's like every 2 seconds, lost connection, comes back in. I'm probably son of a guy. Am I freezing left and right now, guys?
It's like choppy. Choppy. Some choppy.
Am I super choppy?
No, you're not frozen totally yet. Maybe. I don't know. What's going on, everyone? Welcome in. Happy PFO night on Thursday night. Let's see. Vince is moving, though. He's alive, so he's not frozen. That's always a good. What's going on? I see David's in here. Joey's in here. What's going on? Pipsqueak Collectibles. Susan, what's up? We got Randy in the house. We got Evelyn in the house. We got Tina in the house. Karase, Brian, what's going on? Ace is hanging out with us. Who else? Who was the early birds? Yeah, David and Brian, I think, were the early birds there I saw. So welcome, everyone. Vince is currently trying to steal Wi-Fi from McDonald's. He'll be right back. He just needs to connect. He's almost close enough, I think. So hopefully everyone else is doing well and having a good one. Cross saved. I would thank you for being a channel member for 19 months for Vince on his behalf. He needs all the support he can to maybe upgrade his internet, all those good things. Hopefully he can get something going on. But welcome in, everyone.
Am I here?
You're back. You're back.
I don't know if we can do it on my channel anymore. This is just, it's too much. It's too much pressure for me. I told you right before we got started, and I knew that and it's happened before. We're like chatting after the fact.
Yeah.
And it just cuts out.
Yeah.
Like it'll work great the whole show, and then it just cuts out. I apologize, guys. We actually have 1 gig internet here. I pay for it, because we need it, and it just doesn't come through for us. And I ran upstairs and went to grab my laptop, and I didn't put it in yet, so I'm just gonna go with this. I heard that you were saying hello to everybody. Did you get to everyone?
I did not get to the recent people. I think Tina, welcome in. Funko 411's in the house.
Welcome.
Frog Pop.
Evelyn, welcome. Did you say hi to Randy?
I did say hi to Randy.
Oh, my mouse is dying. You know what? That's the way it would go. My mouse is also dying. So I'm going to put that on the charger here. Listen, guys. I ran all the way upstairs. And, I'm not horribly out of shape. I'm just semi out of shape. How's the week been, Josh? I don't think the week's been that great. Has it been that great for you either?
I mean, I had a good weekend. And then
that's what I want to talk about to start the. My shirt's stuck in the chair. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Megacon to kind of get things started up. How was the show? How give us a little rundown of how everything went.
So Megacon overall was a good show. I mean, I did all 4 days, which is a lot. I didn't do like full days on all 4 days. Thursday is like a half a day where you go in the evening. By the time I got there, I was going to go at 2 when it had preview for those that had like 4-day passes. You could get in a little early. 4 o'clock's the regular show, but my son ended up wanting going on Thursday as well as Friday. We already had tickets, but I added Thursday for him, so he couldn't really go early. We got there. We got stuck in traffic for like an hour to get into the parking garage. It was insane. It was insane.
Yep.
First 2 days happened. The second 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, which are busier days, did not happen, which is weird. So I don't know. Maybe they got their act together, finally opened the lots right, got people through. But
that is a gigantic convention center. That place is like.
I mean, we prepaid for parking, so everyone should have a spot you just need to learn how to get people in there better, and have someone direct some traffic. But other than that, the shuttles were great. The show had a lot of different celebrities, good mix of people, I think, overall. Thursday night, though, by the time I got there, Thrilljoy was sold out in like the first 45 minutes of the show on Thursday night for what they had. Like their booth was totally closed. I got there, their booth wasn't even open. They just left their booth, which makes no sense to me because you think you'd still want to be around and show people off some stuff.
You post that.
So, it's been frozen. So, yeah, first 45 minutes they were sold out, but they closed their booth, which made no sense. People couldn't experience anything or check out anything for the next day. I think they would have done a better job of have people stick around and show people off what's going on, what's happening on Thursday. Friday was a little better. I got some stuff. Some stuff was sold out pretty early. Went on Saturday, got some other stuff that wasn't sold out, and I walked right in. Thursday, I waited in line. Gus grabbed me a jersey because I wasn't sure if I would be able to get a jersey or not in case they sold out. He was already in line. They had a jersey from the day before, so I asked him if he could grab me one just in case. Because I really love the Orlando Magic colors and all that good stuff. But yeah, WonderCon is some craziness and definitely some fun. I wonder if they'll be back next year. But yeah, if you haven't been to, or you haven't been to Megacon, definitely some great time. WonderCon's this weekend in Anaheim, but Megacon is a huge, huge con. So definitely a big one, definitely busy. And I think because it was spring break locally here, it was maybe even busier than normal. So Thursday, Thursdays wasn't a mess for the showroom floor. I'm just surprised. Like, why would you close your booth down if you're a brand new person, brand new company, never been there before? People don't know who you are. Why would you close your booth down or not have anything? I don't know. To me, that made no sense. I know they probably just because they did their event earlier in the morning, maybe, and stuff like that, they're over it. But hopefully they're back next year for Megacon. They did have stuff each of the other days, like some stuff sold out quick in the morning, other things were around, and you could walk in and get them. You didn't even have to wait in line. So it was a mixture of stuff. I think definitely people that wanted to flip stuff on Thursday went there, grabbed it. They allowed 3 per person, which was probably too many. I think they should have just allowed 2 per person on that first day and seen how it went. I don't know if they didn't expect it to sell out that quick or what. But yeah, Megacon is in May next year. It's on my birthday, actually. Starts on my birthday next year, May 20th through 23rd. So it's interesting. It's been that way before in the past. I think it's a lot to do with convention center space and getting that reserved in that large of a space. They get reserved. They get a whole side of it. And if you've been to Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, it's huge. And there's they don't even use both sides. So that's the crazy thing is there are other things that sometimes go on the other side. But I know they've done it before near Memorial Day holiday and stuff like that. I don't like when it's hotter. I think the weather was perfect this time. No rain. Weather was a little bit cooler, not cool, but like 70s and stuff like that. So it was nice for people that doing cosplay and walking around and all those kind of stuff. So definitely a cool one. I think it's a little too hot in May. Getting a little warm a lot of times, all those kind of things. So definitely some fun ones. But yeah, great celebrity selection. Had some better ones in the past, I will say, but maybe May will be different. I don't know. I don't know how, if that helps them on doing it different times of year. I just find it weird that they move around so much compared to other cons that don't. They seem consistent. Like SDCC's always in July. New York Comic Con's always in October. Unlike these, I feel like a little bit too much of a movement might be a little more than needed. But Megacon is Saturday is insane on the showroom floor. Like you are not able to get around. Like I stay away from it. We go to panels. I stood in line for some autographs for Stranger Things and that on Saturday. Things like that you get done and do fun things. So if you enjoy those kind of things, I see, a lot of people definitely talking about, some of the different ones. Megacon is definitely a good con though. Like it's very much different. I think for the vendors, they realize that it is all about celebrities, all about local vendors, and then all about like it not big corporate things. So like Marvel isn't there, Disney isn't. Like people aren't taking over like 5-10 booths to set up their booth. They're smaller like booths that are like for like smaller vendors maybe, but a little bit of everything for everyone. I can say that too. So definitely a good mixture in there. Some fun stuff. But yeah,
Josh, are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. And am I clear?
You're clear.
Okay. You know what?
You got your laptop?
I'm not going to swear because I want to right now. I apologize to you because this is not the way I like to be very professional. I think you know this more than most, but I'm very professional, and that was very unprofessional. I apologize for skipping out because this computers I'm ready to throw through the wall. Listen, I wanted to ask you a question because I heard like the little second part of that. When Thrilljoy, when they sold out, so they just left the booth then?
It was empty. Like they didn't even have the part open where you could see, like, go in and see stuff, like because they had it kind of the booth kind of closed off, like so you got in line around the booth and you went inside. Now they had the giant blue statue. You could take a picture, I guess, with that. But most of the like to see the pics that were exclusive for the con, you had to go inside this area, and they didn't have it even open for people to go inside and see or ask questions or.
So they had nothing else to like announce and nothing else on display. They're just selling their figures, and that's kind of why they had the booth there. Is that what that's what it sounds like, huh?
Pretty much what it was. I mean, they handed out these little things when they actually had people there that you could win stuff. So like I got like $10 off my online order at Thrilljoy.com. Other people that won a full set of the Megacon exclusives. Like, so they did give out things like that. I don't know if they gave out shirts or jerseys or t-shirts or anything like those kind of things, but they had some live streams each morning there. I guess they did them before, like right when the con was opening. They were doing like their whatnot live stream announcements and selling and signing stuff. Brian Mariotti. I didn't see Brian Mariotti there at the booth at all when I went around. But you know, he was kind of like at the party for a little bit and then he disappeared after the announcements and stuff. I don't know if he went to hang out with the VIPs or what, but you know, it was a good, I think overall for them, it was probably a good experience because they sold out almost each day, like every day. So, I mean, if you sell out every day and you don't go home with anything, that's a good experience for you, if nothing else. So,
no, I think you're right. I think overall, probably, you know, for the user experience though, like it's not like the best impression if you're going there to kind of see them, and it's a little bit disappointing if they're like,
I mean, for Thursday night
sold out, but.
Like we were maybe like an hour after the show, hour and a half after the show started. We got there on Thursday, so probably like 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. Show officially started at 4. There was some early preview that you could get access to, but if you had special tickets and stuff. But for overall, like for the first night, you should be there. I would think, just because some people just go on Thursday and that's it.
Right.
Like there are people that just go on Thursday and that's all they ever do is go on Thursday. It's because they're cheap. The tickets are only like $35 for a Thursday.
Right.
It's 4 to 9. It's a little later. So I don't think they realize. Sometimes I don't think people realize like Megacon's very different on their Thursday night. Kind of reminds me of preview night for San Diego Comic-Con. Like when they do that preview night, you know, New York Comic-Con Thursday is a full day. Like a full regular day. But Megacon's very different. It's like a half a day, but it goes into the evening. Unlike the other days, the showroom floor closes by like 6 or something like that. And then there's other stuff going on outside of the showroom floor still till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, things like that. So
It struck me as kind of odd. Like if you're gonna go set up at a show like that, it struck me kind of odd that like they're there just to sell their product and then like not have anything additional. You know what I mean? No like additional announcements, nothing to kind of look forward to.
I mean, they announced stuff
They
at their
did. No, no,
booth.
no. But I'm
I don't
saying like
know,
in their booth
but
to
their
just
booth.
kind of shut it down. It's just seemed a little, you know, and I'm not even trying to be super critical. It's just like if I was
Just
going
weird.
there, yeah, like if I'm going there, let's put it this way: if I was going there, I would have liked to seen. I always like to see some of the other, you know, show exclusive stuff. But Thrilljoy would have been one of those that I would have seeked out because it's something I'm actively collecting. If I
Yeah.
get there and it's not like it's completely a ghost town, like maybe I didn't get anything, but I'm like, well, at least I got to check out their stuff, and then there's nothing there to check out. Just struck me a little bit as weird. I think I'd seen your
Yeah.
post. I think you posted something on Thursday, and I might have grabbed I can't remember what I put in the clips here tonight, but yeah, I just thought that was a little bit weird. Now, as far as their exclusives, I feel like they did fairly well. I see like Daphne is starting to be like I'm having a hard time finding any of those at all.
I think a lot of them are doing really well. I think some, surprising enough, you can still find some on like Thrilljoy.com. So if you're looking for some, go check out Thrilljoy.com. Still, I wonder if they'll have some like con stickers randomly ship out too from there, because you know who knows what I think they didn't bring anything back because they seem like they sold out of, especially Martian every morning, Willy Wonka, and I would say probably Daphne. Like those are the three that I would say sold out every day.
Well, Daphne, yeah, because I mean Daphne basically they sold on their website really quick. They sold out on Hot Topic fairly quick, and then like after that, it was like you had to pick them up at Chalice, and most of those were going like $26, $25 if you could get in there and like pick some of those up early.
Second day, by the time I could get in line, I probably have a picture of this for like noonish. So I got in line. It was about noon, I think. There was still some left of. It was a Ash, Jumbo the Clown, Marty McFly, SpongeBob, Waldo, Victoria from Corpse Bride, and then actually Terraclaw, which I was surprised that was still there. Especially with I'm surprised any of the ones with supers still were there.
With the supers, the ultras, yeah.
But BMO was at Toy Temple. That was really easy to get. Like you could just walk over to Toy Temple and get it. Like there was no line, no problem getting it. I actually bought one sealed case of 6. They're the first to do a sealed case of 6 instead of the 3 and case of 3. So the inners of 3, they're doing a sealed case of 6. Toothless was almost always sold out, I think, too. That was a pretty popular one. I've seen other ones still around the next day. I think by that time, like later, it was like Ash and SpongeBob left, like later on in the day, about probably 1 o'clock, things started going. So by 11:30 noon, you could get some. By 1 o'clock, almost everything was gone by Ash and SpongeBob. And then the next day, there was a little bit extra left. I think I only got one Marty the first day, so I think I got some more Martys. What else was there the last day? Sunday, they had a couple others that were still left. So it wasn't, you know, like I feel like they had some left, but you forget it. Willy Wonka, we still haven't seen the 101. So we don't know if anyone has pulled the 101, some sellers holding it, or if it's randomly mixed in non, like
it could be. Like, listen, it could be
event exclusive boxes. I don't know. I would think it would be in a Megacon box, but you know, a stickered box. But you never know.
Yeah, I like this is exactly the point right here, and I totally agree with you, Ace, as well as you know the Daphne. It's those ultras, you know. Actually, we got to meet up with Brian Cross Save the other day at our local store. That was super fun, Brian. I miss you already. I mean, it's only been a couple days and I already miss you. But in all seriousness, you know, what I was telling Brian this, and I think I said this a little bit last week as well. I don't like that the Ultra is was Spooky Space Kook. Like that, it's still kind of, you know, the
Yeah.
more I thought about it as kind of the week went on, and you know, I like a lot of the stuff that they're doing, but like if you're gonna and I get why they're doing it, because like I was saying, like people were going crazy for Daphne. I mean, I've seen people paying $50 for the chance at some of these chases over the weekend, because I was trying to pick up a couple Daphne. I really
Yeah.
wanted to do 2 Daphnes. And I wasn't quick enough, like, to really, it was just thinking because they were available. I
The
just
Hot Topic had them too. I
Hot
ordered
Topic
them.
had them, right, and I spaced, and I honestly I didn't think they'd sell out as fast as they did, but they probably didn't get as much, and that's on me. That's my bad. But with
Yeah.
that being said, you know, people are paying a lot of money for that chance at the Ultra, and the Ultra is going to be so sought after. So, you know, on one hand, I think business wise, it's a good move, and they're probably being smart to do exactly what they're doing, because I think it makes it, you know, instead of doing Daphne with, you know, a different dress on or something like that, you know what I'm saying, as the Ultra,
Yeah.
which I think would still sell some stuff. Like if Spooky Space Kook was the chase, and then we maybe get Werewolf down the road or something like that. But it does kind of hurt like a collector feel where, you know, for me, it kind of, do I want to start going down that rabbit hole when I know I can't be complete and I'm kind of a completionist? So, you know, it's, I don't know. I don't know which way they're gonna, you know, continue to go with that. I don't like that the ultras are some of these characters that are gonna be pretty much impossible. Even the supers are just about as crazy as the ultras anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know what I think about that. Now, what I do want to know about, how you went to the block party, correct?
Yeah. I went to the block
And I'd
party.
seen, I'm saying, I knew that you did. I'm asking the question for like to set the stage here. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to pretend like I don't ever speak to you or anything like that. You went to the block party. I got to see your guys' box that you opened. I'd seen
Yeah.
you know, what did you feel? How did you feel about it? And then I'm going to give my kind of impression, because we got an at home
Yeah.
box that we opened on Tuesday. What did you feel about the in-person boxes? Because I got to only see a handful. I saw a couple this week.
So I saw a couple. The one I didn't see much of was actually the Tux box. So they were actually, each one you knew what you got on the outside. So you knew your, I guess, team. So like, oh, I have it right here actually, because I did the video the other day. So this was like in our box, Team Blue. The sad thing is, there's 4 of us. We got 3 Team Blues, and we got 1 red. I wish we got a Tux or something like you can mix, or like a little mixture of it, because all 3 of our boxes for blue were all the same.
That's
So
what I was going to ask. That's what I thought you said.
So it wasn't, I mean, they were good boxes. They had good characters in them. I think it's also great to do the ultras. Interesting that Batman was the only one with a chase, but Batman was still lower piece count. It was being only, I think, 800. So Batman was pretty low. Did you get a Batman in your online box? I can't remember.
Yeah,
the green Batman.
We got the green one with the chance of the blue, or chance of the orange, and I think the chance of the pink.
Yeah, so that one's surprising because it has a chase to it, and that's a low chase. If you
It's
think
got a
about
chase and an
number-wise.
ultra, or
Yeah.
it might have been a super. Don't quote me on
I
that.
think it was
one,
ultra, because almost everything had ultras.
I think it was an ultra.
I really was more impressed with actually the online box count, at least the one we opened. I was more impressed with the online box than the in-person box. But I will say the in-person box, we also got extras. So we got 3 extra things. I opened them in the video that came out, yesterday. So I think if you watch that video, you see the 3 extras that we got. The one with the blue with Scooby, the Night King, and the Clown Cafe host. So those 3 were 1,000 with chances at ultras. So you got 3 extra. So you got 7 picks, not including any prizes you won. And almost everyone won some kind of prize. We got really lucky with 3 protos for prizes throughout the night with games and stuff like that. We also won a jersey. We won some picks, you know. So you
did it right. I mean, they overall they did it.
Yeah, they do a nice mix of stuff for you there. I mean, I only had like really 2 complaints probably about the whole party situation. I think overall it was decent. There wasn't enough seating in that venue at all, and I think is because they couldn't have more seating because of how many people they had there. Possibly, we sat on the floor at one point. I think when Shannon was opening her box, she was on the floor. Like
Right.
we just needed to sit because there wasn't a place, and we just stood in line for an hour before we got in. People were way before us. 2 people got taken out because of heat stroke.
Oh, no.
Like that kind of thing, because you're waiting outside, and part of it was in the sun. We were lucky around the building; it was all shaded because of big trees and stuff. But and the food, they give you like this little thing of food, literally like this little basket, and that was your
like
one ticket. You couldn't go back for more. You couldn't buy more. You couldn't like. And then they had drinks, which was weird because the soda they poured you in a little cup, and you could get soda. And then a beer, they would give you a full beer.
They just let it flow.
The
full
soda like thing of wine. It's so, and we know why, because Shannon asked, like, why am I getting, like, why can't I have the can? They didn't buy enough soda for the event. Like, I don't think they figured everyone's going to be drinking beer and wine and stuff like that. So I think they just didn't buy enough soda. But there's quite a few kids there, quite a few people that were probably under 21 there, things like that as well. But I think overall the event was fun. They had their announcements. Took a while to get through the game line, but we were just hanging out, talking with people, I think after the point when we got in was kind of like, and then we couldn't find a seat, and then we had to like sit on the floor, and our friends weren't feeling the best. They're like, they left actually, shortly after that. So they gave us their game tickets and stuff, but it was just like, it was a lot with, I think that part, once they got like the announcement done, we went upstairs. No one was upstairs. We kind of watched the announcement thing and hid up there like to watch it. And then we just waited in line for the games, and kind of cleared out after that. It seemed like people were like going and leaving, and we could find a seat, or you could like hang out. And I stayed to pretty much the end. Shannon left a little bit before me. I stayed pretty much to the end. It was great meeting so many good people there. A lot of great people, had lots of great things to say about the channel, watching the channel for a long time and things like that. Enjoy our Thrilljoy content and everything. So it was really cool. Like, that's my favorite part of like these kind of events is those kind of things too. Like, I love winning prizes and getting extras, but also I love like meeting a lot of people in the community.
It truly is the best part. I mean, you hear even people that go to fun days, that's always going to be the common theme, and again, you got to give them, this is probably, I don't know if this was bigger than the first one that they threw. I think they did one at,
I think it might have been smaller, they said, because of the number of people than the San Diego one. But it was supposed to be less chaotic. Like, San Diego was, I heard, like how people were trying to get tickets for points and stuff like that. It was kind of crazy.
So they've learned a little bit. They don't have it all figured out.
Yeah. I mean, first time probably using this venue, ever. Like, maybe, I don't know if they'll go back or find somewhere different next time or what. Maybe they kept it. I don't know how many people. I mean, the most people they could have is 1,200, but I don't even think they had that. They probably had under 800 people there. I'm guessing somewhere around that, which was still a lot of people.
No, 800 people is a ton of people. One thing, what I kind of wonder with that, like the piece counts did seem a little bit higher at what did they do? They had to have boxes left over, no?
So they had to, because they had pallets, and you could see still some left in the pallets, like where at the front where they're handing them out. So they probably most of the tux boxes, I'm guessing, because a lot of people didn't have tux boxes. I'm guessing they're sitting there. So I'm guessing at some point they were. I will say, Funko 411 asked, "Did Thrilljoy people actually speak to you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I will say yes. At the end of the night, I went over and talked with Carissa. So from Thrilljoy, the head of their marketing and does a lot of their social media and promotion. She says, yes, I know of who you are. A lot of people send me your videos and that. And actually, if you noticed over that weekend, it was the first time I've ever been shared by Thrilljoy on their Instagram stories or anything ever. So I don't know if it's because I met them maybe at the events, because they were also at the Fugitive Toys event on Thursday night. a lot of the Thrilljoy people were at
Yep.
the Fugitive Toys event that happened on Thursday night. So Fugitive had a little fun party that they had going on, and some people were over there, including some of the Thrilljoy. What are they called? I don't know. Fan advisory people. Some of them were there. Okay. Carissa was there. Some of the other people, like they had some of their team members there and stuff like that. I will say a lot of their fan advisory people all worked the booth, so I don't know if that's part of their job or they got paid separate to do that or what. But they were working the booth throughout the whole time. It was really nice to see a lot of people that are good people in the community and stuff, and talking with them, even just walking around the con and things like that. But yeah, so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they do like any kind of collaborations and other things beyond their fan advisory committee,
right?
Like group and stuff like that. I guess they added one person to their board and all those kind of things. So I think a lot of them, a lot of people realize, I mean, in the community, there's a lot of people that have shared and done stuff. A lot of sellers, like if you go on Whatnot, there's a lot of Thrilljoy sellers now.
Oh yeah.
There was hardly any for a long time. Now there's quite a, like every time I pop on there, there's at least 5 or 6 people at least selling Thrilljoy, if not more, and things like that. And not including just your Chalice and your Toy Temple people that are going to always be on. But it's really cool to see they had some good stuff going on. It's neat to see some exclusives. I don't know why Chalice wasn't there. They had that exclusive jumbo clown. I don't know why they
probably didn't want to go across the country, is what I'm guessing.
I guess, I mean, if you're gonna have an exclusive for a con, you think you would have to be at the con. Like $7 a pop was at the con. Like they were. Yeah, they were doing mystery boxes and mystery grail stuff.
Probably just going to sell it through either their Whatnot or their whatchamacall, and they're probably going to sell them all anyway. So they probably figure save a little money and not have to travel.
Yeah, probably. I wonder. Like, I think people that have a con exclusive, unless I guess you can say the same thing about Funko though. Like, Hot Topic has con exclusives. Other people. But they don't really have the con sticker. Toy Temple had the con sticker at their booth, which was nice. So they actually had WonderCon or the Megacon sticker at their booth. Another thing that was cool was Fan Expo. They're the ones that put on Megacon. Megacon's their biggest con, by the way, for Fan Expo. But they had their own exclusive. So the Pixels, the Lord of the Rings Pixels, have a Fan Expo sticker on here. So I don't know if they'll have this at other future Fan Expos or not, but you had to have an Ultimate or a VIP pass to get this. I happen to have my Ultimate pass. I got this and I was able to purchase some too. But
yeah, because they do the Fan Expos all across the country.
Yeah, and they had all the Lord of the Ring guys autographing stuff and everything there, and big promotion. They had a big second breakfast event and stuff like that for them.
So, Jets, did you listen? I have not been completely with it all week, but did you open because you did get a box for the online one, correct?
Yep.
And did you open it? Did I watch that opening?
I did.
No, I did watch that opening because
I compared it with the box.
You got the same as us, right?
I did, but I scored a Ultra.
Almost the same, almost the same as us. Yours was actually your mascot was different, but the other 3 items were the same. You got I don't care. Do you care if I ruin your video?
No, I mean, my video has been out a couple days.
Yeah, ours has too. So you got the Ferryman, which
which is awesome.
Which I mean, pieces. I was like, okay, listen. The last PFO.
I'm hoping I get them in the next box too, and get an accordion monkey coming.
Yeah, that was my point, man. I really wanted that because I did see that since then, and that thing looks super cool. But I was on the fence last PFO. If you guys remember, I was on the fence. I wasn't gonna enter. I wasn't even gonna enter, and I just assumed everybody was gonna get picked, right? So I entered, and I did get picked for that one, and then I seen it go back up. I thought that was a little bit weird that they did that way. Did you find that a little bit weird that they did an EQL twice?
I think I think they did it for.
What was the? What do
Okay,
you
I think they did it for two
the-
reasons. I think 2 reasons they did that. One,
We will get to the
they
Funko
never
stuff,
used
guys.
the
If you're here
EQL
for
system
Funko
on
stuff, we will
Shopify.
definitely get to that. We're not. This won't be the whole thing. But I did want to start here because I want.
No,
there's a lot
I
to
think
talk about
I
with
think
the Funko
EQL
stuff.
is one of those that the EQL one is. That was our first time ever using it built into Shopify. I've never seen it built into Shopify like that. So I think
You're right. It was built in, was it?
yeah, it was built in. It was very
You're right.
smooth. It showed it like as pending in your thing, order and everything like that. I think 1, it was to test. 2, it's to build hype. They have to online.
Yes.
Online, they had to sell. There's 700 of each mascot. That means there's 2,100 boxes. That's a lot of boxes to sell.
It is.
So you got to build some hype. So those boxes, the people in California got it before the closing. People in like California, probably like Nevada, anything close to that West Coast area, got it before the EQL closed. So we started seeing what people were getting in their boxes. That drives hype for more people to enter the EQL. They're like, oh, these are good. These aren't just like everything was like 1,500 piece or whatever, like 500 piece ferryman. There's a Batman that's 800 pieces. There's 700 piece Huckleberry Hound. That's what I got different. You didn't get a Huckleberry Hound. I got a Huckleberry Hound.
You're right. No, I did not get. Yeah, no, that was you got the monster dude, right?
Yeah, I got the monster.
Yes, and then you got the red, and then you got a Batman. Correct? You got a Batman.
In that box,
I got the Batman. You got the and that's what our differences were. We got the Ferryman and the monster thing, and you got Huck. We got Batman. You got red. We got blue.
So, I think one of 2 things: testing out a system, building hype. I think that's what it was all about. Interesting, you could go in there and get another box. So Shannon lost out on the first time. She did get a box the second time, and I did too. Because I was like, why not put in there? Everyone else put in there. Like other people, I'm sure put in there multiple. Like I don't know if EQL still checks super well. Like I'm wondering how well it checks against bots, but they still had to sell 2,100 boxes.
Well,
that's a lot of boxes for Thrilljoy.
That's where I think that because now correct me if I'm wrong, because this was and I listen, it was like a week and a half ago. How am I going to remember this at this point? You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. Did it not charge? It charged your credit card right away, correct? It did.
No, it charges a 0. It's like test charges to make sure it works.
But no, I mean when I got picked,
when you got picked, you got charged. Yeah.
So that's my point.
How EQL works.
That's why because we're gonna get to that's why I'm saying I want to get to the Funko stuff too. But that's why I prefer EQL, because you have to have a credit card, and I said it in our video. You have to have a credit card tied to this. So the minute that you get picked, like it's your box. Yes, could you still set up 100 bots, and could you still have 100 credit cards? And it's one more barrier. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a more fair way, because people listen, we do a lot of sports cards now as well. And I enter for every single thing. I never, ever, ever get picked for nothing. The only thing I got picked for one time, and I'm very happy I did. We got some V Friends stickers, I think.
Okay.
And I'm grateful that we got picked for that. But I never get picked for anything else. But
I mean, did you enter for the $5,000 box? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I never get. I don't get
$5,000 Pixar box.
No, I get like the $80 box that I feel like everybody got. But regardless. I feel like at least it's fair, and I just want a fair shot. That's all I want. I'm okay with missing out. Like I entered full transparency. I entered for the Thrilljoy box once. I didn't have Bree enter. I didn't enter the second time. I got.
You weren't even sure if you wanted to do it.
I didn't think that I did.
You're like, eh. I'm like,
you know what, Josh? Thank you, though. I'm glad. I'm actually glad that I did. We had a fun time opening the box. They are. And I said this to Brian the other day as well. They're very similar to sodas with me, where I feel like some characters do not translate and I don't care for them. There's other ones that I think are really good, like that Toothless. We're gonna pick one up. I want to get a sealed one because those are still available pretty much everywhere. I could care less about the Chase, but I would think it would be super cool to get that Ultra. So I'm going to pick up a couple of those just because really I want to have just the comment of that. But I would still want to have that chance of the chase. And that's why, probably go that route. But, I think they did some really good stuff. I like that they used the EQL. We're going to go through some of the Funko stuff this week because, listen, the Funko stuff made a lot of people upset this week from what I could read. We'll disclose whether we got, me and you have not talked, Josh. I don't know if you got a bot. Don't tell me yet, but we'll find out if we got the mystery boxes or not. But I thought that overall, I think Thrilljoy did a nice job with Megacon. I did like a lot of the exclusives. It looked like they had you guys all had a good time with the party. That at home boxes, I was very pleasantly surprised with. I thought it was well worth. And again, I'm not a shill because I've straight out said there's certain things I don't like, and I think I'm being critical on some of the other things. But overall, I felt very good about the box we got. The only small critique I think I had is, the way the boxes were mixed up. It was a little bit like like horror heavy because 2 out of the 4 things were that way. But listen, you got to mix the boxes up somehow. I'm not even going to be overly critical like that. Bree gave it an 8 out of 10. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So we were pretty happy. I'm glad that we picked them up.
I think I'm a horror fan, so definitely enjoyed those. But I think
we are too.
Also, just how few boxes they're having, there wouldn't be that much to mix up in there, though. Too not compared to like Funko doing 25,000 boxes for a Fun Day online release. You're only doing 2,100 boxes, so all these things are super limited, anyways. And I think people are realizing, after they started seeing them come in, how limited they were going to be. And, even at the show, there was a 100-piece one. I only think 100-piece one, the Harry Potter, right? The Harry Potter as a Ravenclaw, right? I think that was the only 100-piece one. But it's blue as Harry Potter as Ravenclaw. But they also didn't just put mascots in there. They had actual like regular figures, like the monster from Quiet Place, Ferryman from Annabelle, the Conjuring kind of series, Annabelle series, those kind of Batman. Like, it wasn't blue as Batman, it wasn't blue as the Ferryman, it wasn't red as, I like that.
I thought I actually that was one of the parts I loved the most. And we've said it before. We'd like to see the Fun Days boxes. I would like to see like a con exclusive, like we got with that Goldie Rogers. I think those might have just, I don't know if they were in any of the online boxes. I think it was only the in-person boxes, but like doing something special like that. I like that they don't have to all be the mascots. I think they did a really good job with it. So overall, I was very happy that I entered. I was happy with the box that we got, and I think they did a good job. Now, let's get over to, okay. We'll start with the mystery box, because this did drive a lot of people nuts this week. Now, did you enter? I'm assuming you entered to get one of these.
Well, it's no enter. It's like, you bought it or didn't buy it.
Did you buy one?
I tried to buy it, didn't go through. I tried later on to refresh. I actually got one added to my cart later on, like literally, like probably 30 minutes after, because it happens. I did that before for limited stuff. It happens where it adds it. I was going to Apple Pay it, and then it didn't check out. Like, it's sold. Like, you have to be super quick. Like, you have to do Apple Pay. You have to go through it quick. Because it's still sitting in my like bottom of my cart out of stock. But some people are getting them. I wonder how many they cleared out that people re-got them and try to get more than one per household. I don't know. But for $80, I'm gonna go for 4 limited pops. They could be the $20 ones, and it's still $20. You're getting your money back on these, if nothing else. But you're going to get at least one probably that's in a stack that's a $30 whatever piece. They really hyped it up with what they gave Hot Pops. They definitely gave him a probably stacked box there.
I think they also gave one to
Sidekick Inc., which is really weird. Because he's not really a Funko influencer.
I think this is what this is what I thought was weird. Okay, first of all, I was there right at, was it 12 o'clock? I think it was 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And not only did I get a mystery box, I got the mystery box and I added a Loungefly and a Funko mystery
Oh
thing
yeah.
because I got very nervous and but the key for me 100% Apple Pay, because
Yeah.
Apple Pay literally you're checked out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'll never buy anything on my computer again anyway, because when I use my computer, I always get that error where it clears out my cart.
Yeah.
So I only buy stuff on my phone now, and because of Apple Pay, 100%. The only reason I got one of these is
So you
because of
scored
Apple
one,
Pay.
and you got the bonus items.
We get the bonus items too. Like, so I'm looking forward to this. Now, what I thought, and man, they just don't think about this stuff sometimes. I think when they sent one to Top Pops, when they sent one to Sidekick, I have no problem with it. Honestly, that stuff
I
doesn't
mean,
annoy me
that's good. I mean,
at
yeah, it's
all.
not a big
Like,
deal.
yeah,
It's people they worked with at the last con. They were
right.
all at the last whatever ECCC. Top Ops and Sidekick Inc. were together at the whole thing. They did them in short format only, right? Like they
Right.
didn't do long format. They only
Which,
did short format, which
you're
is
getting more
both
than masses, I
both
think,
do
out
a
there.
great audience of short
Right.
format. So
Right.
I don't even know if they needed to promote this box.
But Josh,
so,
listen, this is my problem with it. This is the only issue I have with it. Not what they sent them, because really I don't care. Like, and even if it was something like near and dear to my heart that I was hoping, like if they gave them a 500 piece, that's something that I want to really collect, I still don't have an issue with it, because like you got to promote. But with that being said, they had not a lot of these boxes. I don't think they, first of all, needed to promote this at all, but
yeah.
that's fine. They did it. It's not, I don't even think that's a big deal. What bothered me a little bit is they almost implied, like with these mystery boxes, and I'm going to say why I feel like this is kind of the case. They kind of almost implied like, hey, you're going to get an Art the Clown in there because look, these two boxes had it. And what worries me is because when I
Both
went
of
to
them had
eBay,
it. Yeah.
both of them had it. So now you go to eBay and I see boxes selling for 500. I see boxes selling for 200, 250, $300. What bothers me is these mystery boxes, I doubt are going to come like a mystery box we open on our channels.
Yeah.
These are going to just come in a big box from Funko, especially since they showed on the table over at Hollywood today, or it was today or yesterday or the other day, whenever it was. They showed that there's going to be probably some of the comic book covers and stuff like that in there. These are not going to be like, hey, we don't know what we sent you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you bought a box, like, don't be surprised if you buy a box from eBay. And I kind of wanted to put this out there. I wish I got out to more than 40 or 50 people, but what I worry about are really, you could have
sealed.
4 9,500 piece Pops sitting in your closet right now. You could put a mystery box together and go list this on eBay, and that bothers me because I feel like that is what a lot of people are going to end up getting, or some kind of repack thing. So guys,
or just open them up and hey,
right,
cancel. I'm going to cancel it. Sorry, I got the Art the
and
Clown.
when you see the FOMO the way it is, when in reality, I mean, we're going to get one of these boxes, and listen, Funko doesn't have a clue who we are. We're not.
Oh, you're getting Art the Clown for sure.
We're 100% not getting the Clown. I'm probably going to get 4 of the Hot Rods, to be honest.
You're going to get a Hot Rod, a Naruto.
Could they give me a Krang? Because I know I'm not getting picked to get a Krang either. Really, a good example is right there. Krang, I think they both.
Does that make any sense to throw that in a mystery box? Because the Krang didn't even sell. You can't say check out like whatever, like ones that didn't check out. Krang is still up this week because they screwed up that drop. So that made no sense to throw a Krang in there.
I don't have a problem that they sent these boxes out. I don't have a problem that they're promoting it. But when you put in, like, these are leftover boxes, but you put 2 of the things, or at least one of the thing in the box that you have
up for this week,
like, you can't do, like, how do they know not to do that? Like, don't do that. They got to run this by somebody. I just don't understand why they don't run
like, oh, we got leftover Krang. Like, yeah, because you haven't run the drop right. That's why you have leftover Krang.
You didn't run the drop right the first time. It kept on crashing. Now you have it up for again, but you're just handing them out, and you got them in store. Like, hold on. I want to see. Was there on
go enter for Krang if you haven't yet.
See, here's Krang right here.
Yeah, look, Krang. All right, so you got 2 really good ones and
And
2 all right ones.
yeah, and
So
listen, I'd be happy as a kitten if I got Spider Cat over here.
Spider
You know,
Cat is great.
if I got a
I
crane,
got
I'd
I got a
be.
Superman. I don't think I got a Spider Cat.
I don't have a
Um,
Spider Cat either. This was some of the
like
stuff that was. This was some
there
of the
was still
stuff.
stuff today, I guess. They had more stuff out today. How
Right.
many of these limited piece things did they not get out in these cards? Now, I will say one plus of this, Vince. One plus of them not selling out all their limited things. So when I open my ECC box, my 101 Dalmatian
Hmm.
Pongo, which is 1001 pieces, sealed in a stack, had the front of it like creased up, like someone put it in
Yeah.
the stack
Oh,
and
I
it hit.
believe it. Yeah.
So it's sealed in the stack. So I sent them a photo and they're like, "Oh, we'll send you a new one. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
Which
sending the other one
that's
back."
the
I'm
correct response.
like, you have one? I was ready for them to say, "Sorry about that, but
We're gonna give
here's
you your
a
$20
refund
back.
for you," or "Here's a coupon for next time."
Right.
But they actually had them left. So that's one plus of having some left is when things come damaged or mistaken. And I was really surprised about that one. So I have one that has a little bit of crease if you want it, Vince. That
Yeah.
has
Probably.
the
Yeah. I
little
could
crease
care
up.
less.
You could probably take it out of the box and fix it, but
Yeah.
I left it sealed because I was like, I want to show them that it's sealed and I didn't do
Right.
this. Like, but I mean Homer's awesome. Homer's an awesome piece. Is that the Boulder's Gate one? That one's going for a pretty penny.
Boulder's Gate.
Like
You got
the the Sonic one. Like,
that
yeah,
Miles actually was way at the beginning, was it not? Way at the beginning?
that Christopher Robin in the background. That's a low count.
Yeah, it's Christopher Robin. So
Oof.
listen, there's some great stuff, and they are gonna have some left over. I don't know what the
Hey,
implication was with. I don't know if some people were trying to say like it's actually not limited. They have all the, there's not thousands left over. When Art the
yeah,
Clown has, even if they had 30 or 40 left over, even if it was 50, if they had 10% left over, I mean, they got to hold. I'm thinking 5% back for damage. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they make extra though. Maybe they don't make 750. Maybe they make 1,000, and then they have some left over. I don't know. And we're never going to know that. I hate even speculating on that. But it's just, I think the way that they handle this sometimes is just, it is weird, because I think getting rid of them in a mystery box format, mystery box is kind of with the Funko thing. Obviously, we do it, so like it is kind of go hand. It does kind of go hand in hand, but I think there's like a certain way not to really make everybody upset. And
yeah.
again, I don't have an issue with, especially influencers that are going to get the word out. Like I'd rather see, Sidekick and Top Pop. I'm fine with. And it's not because we do. Listen, we're not the same. We're not the same kind of people anyway.
No,
Like,
I mean
we're
yeah.
in the sphere, but we listen. We don't count. We're not like
Well,
we're
and
not
we're not
Funko
at
influencers or
every
anything.
con and get invited by them to go to anything. We've never
No,
been invited by Funko to do anything. So
nothing.
and it's okay. Like we
It's
get it.
100% okay.
We're not the same size maybe or whatever kind of thing, but it's also I don't know. I think they have to be careful on how they do it and who they get to all do it. And like Top Pops, I get that because he is always promoting stuff with them.
Yeah, and rightfully so. But
And
you
I
know
think
what?
I'm surprised they didn't get what's that Pops to do one.
Yeah,
But I think it was they wanted short form content and it hits a different audience. And that's who they wanted is people that hit that audience. I don't know if they did it on like TikTok or anything as well compared to their YouTube or other formats like other places and had them share it or what. But I don't even think they didn't even need to promote this though. Like
no,
this is one
that
of the
was kind
things
of
they
my
probably
point.
don't even need to
That was
promote.
kind of
Like
my point. I feel like these were like a no. It is a no brainer. I think it is good value, even if you end up with four. Well, maybe
they would have had
listen.
no problem selling this
I
out
could
if they
think of
never
4 combinations that I would probably hate, and I'm sure that's what we'll end up with. But I mean, regardless, like I think it's pretty good value overall. So I think this would have been an easy sellout regardless. So no, maybe they didn't need to do that. I think people get overly sensitive to it, which that's their prerogative. I mean, everybody can you could do whatever you want. Like for me, that doesn't bother me at all. It is a little bit weird that you have an open promotion and this is like, hey, we're trying to get rid of the overrun, and then you got an open promotion that you're asking people to sign up for, and now people, I will guarantee I'm not getting an email to get picked, and it's is a little bit weird that you know that's got to those are ones that should have been available to the people that are signing up. So unfortunately, it on Funko's part, it's a little bit of a misstep as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's egregious. I heard people wanted to quit the collecting and all that stuff. I think overall, like if we want to talk a little bit, the limited piece stuff is really helping drive this. Because if you look at some of the pricing on these pieces right now, like people people really want a lot of these limited pieces.
Yeah.
Personally, I still think all the NFTs, not all, I'm not going to throw the blanket statement, but I still think the NFT pops in general have been better molds, better versions of what we've been getting with the limited piece. But I do like the way and I like that they almost doubled down on the limited pieces. Like I see there was a couple more 9,500 piece pops announced today, and we'll see if I have I think I do. I think there was a Target one. I think there was another one in there, and I do have a slide of those two. But I like that they're kind of double downing on it, and I like that the limited pieces are staying at 9,500 and they're not going over that. I think that's super smart. Don't Guys, if anybody's listening, I'm sure nobody from Funko's listening right now. Don't go over 9,500 pieces because it does not feel limited at all anymore. I think at 9,500 pieces, it's okay. Like that's a good number. And then do what you've been doing. I think they've been doing a great job. I think these mystery boxes are a good way to clear stuff out, but maybe don't include something that you're openly actively, taking like people's, I spent my extra 400 points or whatever, or 200 or 400 points to have a second chance. And it's like, when you see them just giving them
when
out
you see them
willy-nilly,
sitting there
and you see them on like tables and stuff like that. I can't say for sure I seen a picture with Krang on the tables,
just make
but
it so you have to put in your card and it checks you out afterwards. I don't get why
do that.
that isn't part of it process. I don't get why that's not part of the process.
But that's
everyone else does it. Sports cards do it.
Right.
We just did it with the EQL. Like if you can make this work and have that double entry, like have it so if someone checks out, they are checked out. They don't have to go back and add it to their cart afterwards.
Well, that's exactly it. Especially since you're not sending a email to say that you didn't get picked. If it ends up in spam or you just missed that email, like you're never going to know. So you're going to have these abandoned carts because people aren't fulfilling because they didn't know they get picked, or just assume like I would that I'm not going to get the thing anyway. But I think exactly was my exact point for why not use the EQL for this stuff. It's a more fair way to do it. The minute you get selected, it checks out. Now, the only thing I would say is they are trying to go, I don't want to say this in a rude way. I don't think they care about the end user as much as they care about the bottom dollar, which, listen, they're business. I understand that. I totally get that. I'm sure the EQL is not free to use. I'm sure there's fees that are associated with that and why they don't want to do that. And if they can just sell it this way and then double down and make mystery boxes on all the other stuff that's left over, maybe that's just the way to do it. For me, why not use EQL? You know how many pieces of the product you have. You know how many people are going to win those pieces of product. You actively, you're checking out those people the minute they go through. I just don't see how that just doesn't make sense and why we're not going back to that. I think it's just better than having to enter a raffle and then us to have to spend points. And then you see these sitting at Funko Hollywood for anybody just to pick up when I had to spend 400 points for a very slim chance to have a slim chance at a slim amount of items where somebody else could just go pick them up. It just, I get it's very valid criticism. I just wish they would maybe revisit that. I feel like maybe if they had a panel or, maybe a couple young gentlemen that like to talk about this, maybe we could give you guys some ideas once in a while that maybe we could go with. But, at the end of the day, I think it is what it is. And, good luck to anybody that picked these boxes up. I hope you guys skip 4 Art the Clowns in every box.
I think, anyone that does, one of the things I think these fan advisory groups need to have, Thrilljoy and Funko, if they ever do one, is a mixture of ages, though. That's one thing that I see on the advisory groups. Like, I have to say, like, majority of our audience is going to be over the age of 30 for our channels.
Majority for sure.
And I would have to say the majority of people that have spending money that spend the big bucks on collectibles are going to be over the age of 30. Like they're going to be probably the age of over 40, a lot of them too. That if you're looking at like the people that spend the most money on collectibles, it's not your 20-year-old, it's not your 25-year-old, it is your 30-plus-year-old that has probably a career, a job, might have a nostalgia for any kind of collectible, Motu maybe, Star Wars maybe, anything like that. You look at what people that generation spend, that's who you need to also have on your fan advisory, any kind of thing, because you have just your TikTok influencer type age where you're looking at like the people from maybe 18 to 30, those kind of thing. You're missing out on a whole big demographic of people that also spend money. But you need that 18 to 30, I think, too.
You got to get it.
Have a mix, because you're
exactly what you're
missing
saying.
out.
You definitely need to have a mix, because I mean, look at your licenses. I mean, there's licenses that my kids don't know what Motu are.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the names of stuff and you're like, what is that? Like, I'm sure your kids would be like, what even is that? Like, what's that Big Trouble in Little China? Like, what is that? Like one, Lost Boys, for example, Thrilljoy put out. That's not, Lost Boys is not geared at a 18-year-old or 25-year-old even. Like, how many of them have seen Lost Boys ever? Probably never. I mean, I talked to my son, he's, 18. I said, do you ever seen Lost Boys? Like, no. Do you know what it is? No. Like, he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, it's not even in there.
Watch it. But, that, I mean, what do we talk about recently? We talked about some of the other stuff that, even when you're looking at your early 30s, so some of the nostalgia stuff, different cartoons. I mean, everyone grows up with different cartoons. One thing that hits every generation, you talked about it earlier, Scooby-Doo. That hit every generation.
Yep.
From the 60s on, like you pretty much, if you're alive, you probably had Scooby-Doo in your life at some point.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they've been changing the different types throughout the years, but almost everyone, that grew up born in maybe the 70s on, because 80s it came out. So 70s on, if you were born, you hit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because they changed it all throughout. You might have grown up with different ones. Example, like for me, is like I didn't really grow up with Power Rangers. I know my brother did. He's 8 years younger, and he watched Power Rangers. I know who they are. I know about them, but it's not like my nostalgia kind of piece. I think that's one thing, is like people pay for nostalgia. That's the people that really pay for things, because it brings them back. Whether it's that toy they're paying $800 for because it's still in the package from when they were a kid and they remember having it as a kid, to a brand new figure of that they're like, Goonies was my favorite movie growing up. I want to have Sloth because he was my favorite character in the Goonies. I want to have a Funko Pop of him, or a Thrilljoy of him, or a whatever out there, Lego set of the Goonies ship and all those kind of things. You have so many different things like that's who's spending the big bucks on these $800 Lego sets. Who's spending not a 18-year-old, I'm sure. Who can afford a $750, $700
I was
Lego
trying
set?
to afford Taco Bell back then. You know what I mean? Like
Taco Bell and gas for $10, maybe.
It takes a minute to be able to get to a point you can be doing that. So I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I think sometimes you're gearing it towards a demographic, I think you definitely want to, you want to try to hit them all. I mean, that's going to be the, basically we're volunteering. Is that what we're saying? We're volunteering. If you guys
if you need someone that's a little, what do they say, older and wiser? Older and wiser, and that what they
we're
use?
Definitely older, and we're definitely white. Well, listen, you saw me struggling with I'm not that much wiser. Older, I've got that down though. So if they need an older person that wears glasses once in a while, I'm your man. Wiser, you might want to look to Josh. Okay, so let's go through some of the stuff. We got the 3,500.
Have you entered? You still have time if you haven't.
Of course,
you can enter for us. If you don't want to enter for us, and we'll send you the money.
If anybody wants to enter for me, I'm so lazy, Josh. Like, forget bots. I don't even want. I have 2 accounts. I don't even want to log into the other account and have to do that. I just wing it up there. I'm just hoping that I get selected. I don't even like going through the hassle of I'm not logging in 5 times. I logged in once. I paid my extra points. I'm going to probably lose out on both. I hope I don't. I really want this pop really bad.
I spent some of my points. I spent my points for double.
Yeah, I did too, because I really, I love Crane so much. I put his thing in here twice. He got 2 slides. Now, did you enter?
The Crane.
Did you enter for who?
Why because he's a 7. Why wouldn't you? Because it's aliens and it's 750 pieces. I mean,
am I a flipper now? Because I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to keep this. Now, if I get selected for this, I am going to auction it off for charity. To be honest with you guys, I'm not going to. If we end up getting
you pay what, $40, $50 for it? 40. Yep. What is it?
This
40?
will go straight into the charity auction. But really, I think that I won't. Now, I have not gotten to the point where I'm going to enter for everything, because there is definitely stuff I think this is actually kind of cool from the aliens line, and I would like to see somebody get it. So there's part of me that doesn't even want to enter for it, but I think at this point, I think a lot of people are. I'd rather get picked than somebody else. Is that being selfish? Maybe it is. But
I mean, sometimes I wish I was a better flipper, because I get stuff and I don't sell it fast enough.
I don't either, because I feel kind of weird.
I don't think I sell it. I keep a hold of it, and I keep a hold of it, and then I'm like, oh, now maybe I'll sell it.
The price,
but then down. We end up doing our charity auction or something, and I put it in there, like you said.
I'm the same way. I'm not a good flipper either. I'm not. I'm just. I don't capitalize.
I wish I was the type of person that could have left all my Thrilljoy sealed in the extra boxes and sold them for $180 that night on a live stream on whatnot. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to do it, and I won't. And like I said, if I get picked for this, that's what I'm going to do. But hey. This is a 750 piece. If you guys have not entered, I think, did it close today, or is it closed
tonight? You have until 11:59 p.m.
That's what I thought. So if you guys want to enter for this or Crane, go do that now. If you want to enter for me or Josh, guys, feel free. Please go do that before midnight. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, man, this thing. Holy crap.
I didn't even think about this one. It was on Fanatic, right? Fanatic's website.
Josh, I'll be honest, I didn't even know this thing existed. I saw
it go out, but I'm not a WWE collector. I mean, I guess I could have went after it, but
I don't think I wouldn't have gone after this. I don't think anyway, because I had enough to think about this week with all this stuff going on. So I don't think I would have even gone after this. But I do remember Kurt Angle. I actually loved Kurt Angle. This was from the era when I was still watching WWE, and he was a wrestler for I think in the U.S. Olympics at one point too. So I always liked Kurt Angle's story and that whole deal. But no, I didn't. This was kind of the point. There's certain things I'll still enter for. I didn't even look to where this was, but I heard it sold out. I think this might have, was this the same day as
Fanatics? Isn't it Fanatics? Wasn't it?
Was it Fanatics?
I think it was on Fanatics, which, I mean, I don't know if they had a crazy, probably a crazy sell out pretty fast on there. I
heard that
don't
it
know.
sold out like
Did
instantaneously.
you order more than one, or only limited you one? I don't know.
I would
But
assume one, 1,200
$45, $45 on there. I'm guessing it comes in a stack. It doesn't show it in a stack.
Probably at
on there,
1,200 piece.
but
I would think so.
all of those have come in a stack lately, but yeah, it was.
Since I have this slide in here, they did announce fun days for 2026. It's July
So
24th, which I think they had already mentioned anyway.
Top Pops announced it at Toy Fair on that Friday night, but the opposite announcement happened also this week, or this past week, was the Rocky Moto Funmaker Mike thing is canceled. And I wonder how much this had to do with it. I don't know. I think Rocky Moto too, like, I think he puts on a good event. It was a pretty pricey event. I think people would have a hard time. Truthfully, who sells your tickets? It's not just the people in your audience, like fan. It's your flippers as well too, that are buying these. These look really cool though.
Yeah, since we're talking Rocky Moto, I wanted to bring this up because
but
I have not found anything that
fun days. When are tickets gonna officially go on sale? That's the crazy thing. Because I don't know. If I got a fun day ticket and I could get a Thrilljoy ticket, I'll just go out to San Diego for both of those. You and I, Vince, we'll go out there. We'll flip everything. We'll be whatnot flippers.
We'll learn how. Maybe we can find somebody that can help us out. You know what I mean? Maybe we can like learn the ropes, the flipping ropes.
We can get two people, or you get 2 extra tickets. I get 2 extra tickets. We can get our Funko mules, as you call them, to get your extra stuff so you can flip them on whatnot afterwards. I don't know. I think it would be cool. I would love to go to fun days. So I would love to go back to the Thrilljoy party. I had a lot of fun with that. They had a lot of cool things. I would like to go. If I could go to both those events and not even go to San Diego Comic-Con, I would be okay with it too. Like, if I knew I was going out to both events, it would be worth me going out there. If I only went out to one of them, I don't know if it would be worth it going out there. But if I could go out to both, definitely it'd be worth it.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think it'd be.
They announced it for San Diego Comic-Con. They haven't announced the night yet, though. So it better be Thursday or Saturday for the Thrilljoy thing.
Yeah, they compete.
Friday probably will be really interesting if they decide to do that.
It would be very interesting. But yeah, speaking of Rocky Moto, it was a bummer to see that but I thought these were actually, they have not hit anything really. Even the Snoopy stuff, which I kind of like the Snoopy stuff, there hasn't been anything that's been in my wheelhouse.
These are cool. Godzilla.
I think this might be my first purchase on these because I think these are cool enough that I would be happy with just about any of these. I'd get 1 or 2 of these just to open them up and take a look at them because I've not held one of the figures in my hand yet. I think this would be the first foray into that, and I was kind of surprised to see these were going to be GameStop.
So I got some of the regular Godzilla. I have yet to open. I have them. I meant to open them with my. I need to open my show off the new Mothra Abominable Toys Chomp to go with it. Maybe and do them as one video. Yeah. So I need to kind of maybe do one video with all the different stuff. But I think they have some. I think it'd be cool to see how they do. I think the event just. I don't know how many tickets he had to sell. Was he not at that point? Did something else come up? Maybe the venue canceled on him. Who knows? Yeah. Like, we don't really know the issue around it. I don't think they sold out at any point of the tickets. I think it was really early and announce it too. I think it was like way early to announce it for San Diego Comic-Con. No one else announces that early, like an event. So I was really surprised they announced it that early. Did that, and I wonder if he knew that Funko was doing theirs or not on the same night. But his Thrilljoy party is on Saturday. I see. I never saw a date.
Thank you, Josh. 18 months. Appreciate you, my friend.
I think that's awesome if they're doing it. I think it would make sense for them to do on Saturday night too. Again, I think I think it's going to be a rock theme. So I wonder what I always love Funko does a great job theming too. And they do a good job with theming some of the mascots and stuff like that for Funko as well. So I'm excited to see what Funko comes up with for, like, if they start teasing Fun Days soon. Because
Yeah, listen, I'm very
it's a little
curious.
ways off, but it's quick.
I'm curious to see what they do this year. Obviously, last year was very different from all the years past. So it was a different feel. I'm curious to see how they're gonna are they gonna make a triumphant comeback? By the time SDCC rolls around, I'm guessing that all the NFT boxes will be delivered. Hey, maybe not, but we probably won't have seen any Freddies at all in a while by the time SDCC hits. So, I'm looking forward to the Fun Days boxes. Like, what are we going to be getting this year? Because I feel like, that's one thing that I've been okay with is we've gotten a lot less Freddies this year, which I think that's okay. Make it a little bit more special again for SDCC, and we'll see what. I'm looking forward to seeing that get announced. Basically, they open the if you're a Fanatics board, what are those boards
You have
called?
to be there so long, like you can't just join now.
No, you had to be a board member. What is it?
I didn't even know it was that active anymore, though. Still, like the Fanatic board, I hadn't heard anything going on.
What are those things called? They're
Funko Fanatics. The
forums.
It's a forum.
Forum.
What is how does someone still have a forum? And
listen,
and
I used to be a part of a lot of forums. That's how old I am. But I was never part of the Funko forum.
I have been on there and checked it out, but I really never got like super interested in talking on it. I don't know. It was one of those things that like,
isn't
that what Reddit's for now? Like, I feel like
what I was just about to date myself and make myself
like Discord
really old.
or Reddit. Like, I feel like all those are like the I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of where you're at now.
Is the new forum. You know what I mean? And I can't get into Discord. Like, I just don't understand it enough.
I'm fine with Discord. I think a lot of people have organized well. It's easy once you get in it and on their thing. It's easy to use.
So much words. Like, there should be pictures. See, you know what I mean?
You
like
can do pictures. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Well, I know you can, but it's not organized. I need it like very Instagrammy. I don't even like Facebook. Like Instagram. I need listen, when I go to the book section, if there's not a majority pictures, I'm not buying the book. I feel the same way with my social media. I need pictures. I don't like so much words. That's just the way I roll. I like to see a lot of pictures, and that's why I like Instagram. I don't like doing anything other than that because, I'm an older gentleman that, can give good advice on some stuff. Discord is not one of those things. What I could say, listen, I'm surprised we have not got these elemental pops sooner. I think Ember Lumen and Wade Ripple. And I thought these were good. Did you watch Elemental?
No, movie? I don't think I did.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was gonna, quite honestly, I thought it was gonna suck. It didn't. I thought it did not suck. I thought it was actually a pretty good movie. Listen, I fell asleep through it the first time, but I went back and kind of finished it up, and it was actually a pretty solid movie, in my opinion.
So as long as you watch it twice, half asleep one time, and then
again,
and then awake the next time.
Listen, I'm going to run through these kind of quick. These we don't have to spend a lot of time with.
And so many SpongeBob.
We've got so many SpongeBob. His balls or whatever those. What are?
Look like macaroons, don't they? They look like little macaroons. Glowing
whatever
macaroons.
Those balls are on his plate, they're glowing. I mean, I bet you the glow is not that fantastic, and it's another SpongeBob pop. I don't know. A lot of SpongeBobs. I'm not super. I pulled this because I seen it come up. I didn't think that this. This is kind of, I think this, and again, I like Mickey. I like baseball. I like baseball Mickey.
Now, did they launch this today or during the opening day? This would have been a perfect opening day pop, right? Like for baseball new season.
Yeah, it was just yesterday. So I'm assuming that it is coinciding with the opening of baseball
season.
Yeah. Opening day was what?
Today or yesterday? I think it's multiple days,
Yeah,
technically.
well, it depends. Every team's going to be a little bit different. I don't know if games actually started yesterday. I know the Tigers played today and we won. So that was my big concern. But yeah, we got baseball, Mickey. We had another buzz. Like we've got a lot of there's a lot of
glow suit buzz.
I mean, I think this is
Toy
good.
Story. Oh, that's one thing we didn't talk about from the announcement of Thrilljoy, though. They're getting
Good
Disney Pixar.
You're
Disney
right.
Pixar, which is huge to get into the Disney world. And I think you might get Brie a little more on board with some Thrilljoy once it hits Disney.
Listen, she is worse than me when it comes to stuff like that. She loved opening the Thrilljoy stuff. She absolutely loves
just like any of the other blind boxes she gets. I mean,
she loves that stuff. I mean, I do too. But I'm gonna be curious. I'm holding my judgment on him a little bit because I got to see him in person. I didn't personally. Again, this is one of those things. I like the way the Funko Pops look a little bit better.
The Funko Pops molds are good for these. I will say, I like the alien. When I saw the glam shot of the alien and the glow of the alien, that looked really cool.
Yeah, no, I'll give it a chance. Like I only saw the fuzzy little screenshot. You might have posted. I think you posted it, right?
I posted one with some of the stuff. I did it on my video too when we talked about.
I seen it somewhere. Like I watched it. I think that's where I seen it at. But like you know what I'm saying. When you're seeing it up on the stage, it's not the same as seeing like an actual figure in person. It's just I always like to see. I like to hold the thing.
It's always different. Like
100%.
A great example is like some of those even the Thrilljoy or Funko Pop. Sometimes you see the glam shot of them, and when you get them in person, you're like, "Oh, this looks really good."
It's a different animal altogether.
Oh yeah,
I mean, the ferryman. I saw the ferryman like in a couple boxes before we actually opened. Man, I was impressed. I was very impressed with that figure from Thrilljoy. So but yeah, no, I did not grab a slide for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in the Pixar world. Here were there was 2 limited releases.
The Netflix One Piece.
Yeah, you got the Netflix Smoker One Piece. This is going to be a 9,500 piece, I believe, is what it was. Exclusive to GameStop. And then there was something to try. Oh, the Imperial Remnant Snow Trooper. Which, you know what? I think I want to pick this one up. I'm a trooper. I'm a trooper person. And limited piece trooper.
Nice to have a limited piece. Where was this limited Target? So it's going to be online. It won't be probably too bad to grab, hopefully.
No, I think it's attainable.
What and the other one, the One Piece, was that limited at all, or just?
Yes, it was. It was. This one was also, I think, it was 95.
95. So GameStop. So it's interesting the Netflix stuff. So I've heard mixed things about Netflix like licenses now, and I don't know if Thrilljoy has any Netflix licensing anymore right now, and I wonder if it has to do with anything with the new Funko CEO being from Netflix. But I think it's cool to see the One Piece ones. I think this will take off once the new season, especially. Like this is one to squirrel away, like you said.
Yeah, the new season done. Sorry, drop. I've already watched it all.
Okay, I haven't even seen it drop. Okay.
You know what's awesome about that too? I've literally watched, I think I'm on like episode 100 in the cartoon. And literally the first season and second season pretty much wrapped up the first 100 episodes for me. So it kind of ruined it for me because I knew where the story was going, even though they changed things up a little bit. But I watched 100 episodes and I feel like I got 100 episodes now in the live action. But yeah, the live action is, I think it's done. I think I watched the finale already on it. So we're going to be waiting for season 3. And Smoker was a big part of that. And I'm not going to ruin anything else because they announced another character at the very end, which that person was announced a long time ago too. But I'm not going to say anything. Just anybody wants.
One thing I hate about GameStop, though, GameStop has been the most difficult to get these pieces.
100%.
Because no store it's guaranteed to get them. They're iffy if they get them. When they don't even know if they have them in stock. You can't check online. They didn't let you buy any online.
The
Only in
shipping's
store.
outrageous.
And GameStop is just a weird like beast in itself. Target does it fine. Like I've never had a problem getting the limited pieces from Target, things like that. But which makes no sense because you figure that would be harder to get than GameStop. But GameStop's just kind of a mess sometimes with these, and they're a mess in general because I've like lately, I guess their system has been having some weird stuff. I got some of those Disney cards, and I pre-ordered them online to go pick up in store. I saw a local store had them in stock. Went there, and they're like, "We had to cancel your order because nothing's coming through right." And then I had points to use, and they're like, "Oh, it can't come up in our system to get the discount. You have to do it on your phone first, and then get the It's like, and their system's like all wacky and crazy and."
Josh, I've had very similar experiences. I honestly, like, I used to buy a lot of stuff from GameStop. I like stopped altogether. I bet you I have not placed an order on GameStop in a year.
The only thing I went in for was the Disneyland 70th card.
Yeah,
it's like
complicated.
Yeah,
I'm with you. So yeah, we got that coming up. Ace said that that Smoker releases on April 15th. There's no drop date from what I read either on Imperial Remnant Snow Trooper, but
someone has
that.
Someone has it somewhere. Said,
yeah, I
like
see
it at a Target shelf. So, and I've heard Target's doing a new collectible area. A lot of them are going to be moving to this new collectible area, which I don't know if it'll include Funko Pops and trading cards and everything.
Put the cards and everything together.
Yeah. So instead of being like all different places and being, especially like cards, I feel like sometimes they're mixed in the toys. Sometimes are mixed at like that side weird aisle, in the front that they have them. Like, I think there needs to be a more prominent place to go get them. And I think that'll help them sell them, better to a lot of people. I think it'll be more obvious what's there and those kind of things too.
Yeah. Oh, I love that this got announced. Happy Gilmore
anniversary ones.
Like
30 years, man. Now you can feel old.
We are
30-year anniversary of Happy Gilmore.
30 years.
Alligator. Look at that.
30 years. Man, this
alligator's
came out like 18. Jesus. That alligator, 100%. I'm buying it out of the box. That thing is going to sit on my desk. It's going to be my new pet. He's got the golf ball in his mouth. You got Shooter McGavin. You got Chubbs.
Is that our first one? Shooter McGavin? I don't think we've ever
got I don't believe we've ever got a Shooter. I think we got Chubbs with like the messed up
Chubbs, and I have a Chase Chubbs. With his hand all messed up.
With his hand all, And then there was I think a Bob Barker one back in the day.
Oh, the 2-pack with both of them.
2-pack. Yeah, with Happy. But this alligator, like I love it. And Hal, the attendant, the senior home dude. Like this, listen, I love Happy Gilmore is one of my, maybe in my top 10. I love it. As a stupid comedy, it's one of my favorites. And I think that this whole line, I think, is a pretty good one. So, bring it on. I need that alligator. I love the side trim boxes and give me a nice little alligator. I don't know. We got Masters of the Universe.
The new movie. Man, these are early. They're like early.
Because this movie does not come out until my birthday. I think my birth, isn't it June?
July 14th, I think, something like
July
that.
14th? Right? Maybe it's a ways on my birthday.
It's a ways off.
It's June or July. You are correct with that. I don't know. I probably won't pick. I usually don't pick up like even for Transformers,
exclusive like Evil Lynn, just because it's an exclusive. Would you grab it just in case?
No,
I feel like the other ones you'll be able to get easy, but I think Evil Lynn, if it's exclusive, maybe it'll be a little harder.
If I'm being 100% honest, I think the only thing I'd pick up is Skeletor because I pick up
Skeletor looks cool. Man.
I pick up everything Skeletor.
There's so many characters in the movie too, so we could have a whole nother line after this.
It could definitely be that, and like most of the stuff that's back there is Masters of the Universe. I do not have room to add like an entire line, and if I get like 3 or 4 of them, I'm gonna collect them all, and I just can't do that to myself. So I probably won't pick this up other than Skeletor is what my guess would be, even though Evelyn looks really cool.
It looks like Earth HR Adam there. HR.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it kind of looks like yeah, it kind of looks like Conan. You remember Conan back in the day? Not Arnold Conan.
No.
But the Kevin Sorbo or whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't he kind of look like him?
A little bit.
I don't even know how I pulled that name out. I don't even know if I got the name right, but that Conan. They used to play around the same time as Xena Princess Warrior. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That's what Adam like. And I don't even like that he's like in the people clothes. Like I don't like either. You know what? Don't ruin the movie for me. I can't look at
we'll
these.
Just wait. You'll enjoy it.
Now, did we get confirmation that these shipped?
I didn't see it in mine that they shipped. I saw Festival of Fun has arrived.
I think I got mine in yesterday.
I saw Funame has shipped. Funame has shipped. I don't think Marvel has shipped. I think Marvel was going to be next to. Maybe some people start seeing preparing to ship on theirs. I'll double check
because after Marvel, we only have we're gonna have right now outstanding. I think is Marvel. We've got Disney and Thundercats. We're gonna be Marvel, Thundercats, Disney is the last three.
If they go in order, right?
If they go right, like you said, if they go in order.
Disney villains, Thundercats, and Marvel. Marvel. I mean, like I said, they're finishing up pretty quick here. I still have mine as processing. There's no
yours says processing
or anything. Yep, no preparing to ship on any of the Marvel ones I have. My Funame have shipped. They should arrive pretty soon. Funame, it looks like tracking.
I don't know
arrive
if I
next week.
I don't know if I got anything from Funame. We had pulled the Grail, and I believe that
Marvel I have a lot from. I will say that. I have a lot of Marvel, and I have a lot of Disney villain.
I think I only got Ultron coming in. No. I'm wrong. I have Ultron, Mockingbird, and I think the guy on the bottom left that I can't remember his name that was in the movie with.
I will have all these coming in. Yeah, I'll have multiple of all these coming in. Yeah. I
have a feeling you got a lot of these.
But these were limited, like the Ultron and the
Tigra.
They're both limited to like under 700 pieces. By the way.
Yeah.
So you're talking about these 750 Grails. Like people need to look at some of these because these are way less number. Like
you're gonna have the numbers on the boxes too, which I think
they'll have the numbers finally on the boxes. So I think you'll see a lot of these. It would be really cool if they did something around the West Coast Adventures. That's the only problem with like the hype probably not being there. Right. It's not like Stranger Things hype was perfectly timed. Kind of those like Stranger Things popped and Stranger Things season happening and ending, and like the NFTs really skyrocketed. Like it's crazy to see prices now. Plus they're 50% of the number. These are about 60% of the number, right? Mm-hmm. 60, 70, somewhere around in there. Disney villains sold out, so you're gonna see you're gonna see a pretty good number of Disney villains. Thundercats will I think they'll be worth a lot more than people think what they were going for. I think those will be some surprising ones, and then that's it. It'll be sad once they're all done.
It is going to be sad. I like the limited piece. I think that they still got to work that stuff out a little bit. They got to work out the kinks a little bit with the whole system. But I mean, I don't know. I still think that the NFT molds have been better overall. I like the way they just felt a little bit more special. And I don't know. I think it's good that it's open to the
hunt for them. I like that you had to figure out how to do them a little bit. You could get some great deals on some of them too. Like people just kind of slept on some that were different numbers. I think you had such unique molds. Like we've all talked about how unique their molds have been all along. I definitely want to do another mystery box. I did the NFT one. Mm-hmm. I saw Brian, I think Cross Save was one of the first people I've seen open one on
We got our
video and
box
show
in, I
it.
think, yesterday.
So they have so if I think I'll do another one once my Marvel stuff comes in, because then I'll have a bunch of different extras and can mix up stuff from Festival of Fun, from Marvel, from some of the past lines like April Fools and maybe a Toy Story, a couple of those that are bigger hits and stuff like that. So yeah, I think a lot of people didn't realize, like I think Ace said, Erica
Yeah.
and Scud, like literally some of those were going for under $10.
We got
You
a
know,
couple of the Scuds for like $8. I mean, legit.
yeah,
I think like I just couldn't believe what was going on with some of those. And I think that kind of tells you though, and maybe why it's a good pivot for Funko overall. If they weren't making like a ton of money, which maybe they weren't, and that's why they decided to stop that, it shows you right there. If Scud was available as a limited piece on the Funko shop, is that sitting there at $5? Is it sitting there for $8? 100% it's not. Like, I think that it gets picked up and snatched up. It's an immediate sellout. They're flipping them on eBay. There's hype that's going to go behind it. So, like, when you look at it as the business sense, maybe they don't make as, maybe they do. Maybe they do make as much. I'm saying maybe they don't make as much, but they're charging more for these pops now. On the limited piece, like let's say Scud, for example, I bet you it was a 5,000 piece or less. I don't think it was more than that. So it would have been whatever, a $25 pop that they would have, sold. And like it's, I think it would have been an immediate sellout. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's probably a good pivot for them for that.
So I see
And
Evelyn had a question that says, "Is blue dropping tomorrow?" And yes, this blue is dropping tomorrow. Let me see if I can zoom in on it a little
we
bit.
can do this.
Maybe. So this blue and the jersey with the cherry blossom. So this is a blue as Stan Sakai, limited 1,500 pieces with a Chase and Ultra, and then the jerseys with the cherry blossoms are all going to drop tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So if you're interested in these, I would get on them pretty quick. Jersey, I don't know how fast it would sell out or not. But a lot of people like this jersey.
No,
I don't know if
I mean, that's cool. I like it.
It's a cool looking jersey. I definitely love the one I got from Megacon, and they said they're not selling it outside. They're not selling it on their website or anything like that.
That's a way to do it. Make some of that stuff special. If you're going to put the jerseys up and that kind of thing, I mean, it's something a little bit unique. I like that
they and they keep the extra ones for like giving away at like their events and things like that. And I'm sure they'll have a couple they'll give away, or maybe they'll let you buy some with your LE points or something like that. And then this one is a cool one. This is the Stan Sakai, but a cherry blossom version of him. I think people slept on the 48-hour one. I think it probably did around 1,500 pieces or a little less. So definitely, if you're interested in this one, don't sleep on it, because I think it'll sell out pretty quick.
Yeah, and you got the Ultra on there as well. And Steven, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, 3 months away from 3 years. Can you even believe that? But honestly, it feels like it's been a lot longer than that too.
Yeah. So, it's not an Ultra; it's a Super.
It's a Super 48
so
piece.
96. So you have pretty good odds of getting a Chase now. So actually, 96 isn't bad, because I think you, with only 1,500, 96, that's like a 1 in 15 chance, right?
Yeah, it's not, I mean, really, it's not bad at all.
That's some pretty good odds, actually.
And they're going to sell these all through their website, I'm assuming.
All through just Thrilljoy.com on the website.
So I like that better too, when it's just in you get a couple of those, and hey, maybe you get one of each. I want to see somebody get the ultimate perfect pull.
I know. You need to get like just one of each on 3. I can't wait to do that one time. I'm waiting.
Something.
I got a lot of my Megacon stuff to still open. Some of my Hot Topic stuff came in today. I got with lunch money. So hopefully, I'm hoping for either How to Train Your Dragon perfect pull, like ultimate perfect pull.
Yeah.
I got Daphne which that Spooky Space Kook 24 is going to be impossible probably to get.
Yeah.
And
You've
then
got a 0.48 chance. 0.48. I did the
I have
math.
some Terraclaw Skeletors to open as well too. So those Terraclaws, I'm hoping.
We got a
I'm
little
hoping to get the Merman.
We actually have a backlog of Thrilljoy right now. We've got a couple Frankensteins. We got a Dracula we still got to open. We got a couple in the other day too. I think another
we just got
Batman.
in from the last round, Pinky and the Brain. We just got those in. Like they took so long. It was after the box came in. It came in after the online box. It took a while to ship. It's just, I'm sure with Megacon, they were prepping for that. I mean, it's a small team still. It's not like
for sure
500 people helping in a warehouse. It's like probably like 10 people helping in a warehouse, if that, sometimes. So.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, Josh, that was pretty much it. That was the last couple weeks here. So coming up soon, what do we have? Do we have anything tomorrow? Is there any, other than the Thrilljoy stuff? We don't have any.
I mean, you should get your pick if you got picked or not for
right, because that's closing tonight. We'll find
pieces.
out. We'll see who got the
hopefully
Krang.
In the morning when we wake up, we'll see I got a Krang. I mean, that's what I'm hoping.
Don't you feel like we should get a rejection email?
I would love to get a rejection email. I mean, one way or another. I want to know if it came to me or not. Like, I want to know.
I want to feel like I got at least entered, especially since I'm spending the points. Like, it says that I'm entered, but like, I want to get rejected. I'd feel a lot better if I was rejected. But hey, maybe we'll get those tomorrow. We got the Thrilljoy drop, like we said. Man, other than that, Josh, what else do you have coming up this next week here?
So we do have a auction tomorrow night. We had to move it because of family emergency this week. So we have one tomorrow night at 9:30. It'll be all Thrilljoy. So if you want to come out for Thrilljoy, and then we'll have some videos coming out. I'll probably try to get out a video as well too, with some of it's opening some of the stuff from Megacon and all that, because we have a backlog of things that we need to open. And some mystery boxes and other things we need. Like, I haven't even shown off the NFTs that have come in. I feel like, I don't know if at this point I'm like, I feel like everyone has seen them or not, or what, for the unboxing them. But I feel like I have a bunch of NFTs to unbox and stuff like that. The Festival of Fun has all arrived, including that big tenant Nutcracker guy. So got all kinds of stuff to unbox. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I want to get my rejection letter tomorrow, but I don't think we'll get one.
No, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully we get you can check out with this now, or try to just check out with it and see if it's available. But they should. I don't know why they didn't do this for the box on. Why didn't they use this for the box?
Well, listen, I'm so glad they didn't, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, listen, maybe because I got one. Maybe I'm saying I'm glad they did it because I actually got one. That's probably why I'm saying that. Let's be honest. But I don't know. I don't like the.
But I guess now they know they're sold. They're sold. They're gone. They don't have to worry about them.
And because do they get abandoned now again for the third or fifth or 12th time? Because
you just send them all to me to get abandoned.
They keep on doing now. They didn't get rid of them because they were abandoned at checkout. Now they're going to do it again to get abandoned at checkout. It seems weird. Now, if this becomes an issue, I feel like, hey, maybe let's get away from the raffle and let's go. Like I said, maybe let's try out the EQL. They probably won't. They'll probably keep going this route. But, maybe, listen, I'd seen they started making people do the two-factor authentication and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that starts to slow down. I'm sure bots have a way to get around that too. But I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully it becomes a little bit more fair. Maybe it's not, and maybe we're just going to have to keep getting rejected. But maybe some of us will get lucky. And if you guys get lucky and you get through, let me know. I love hearing the success stories. Like, I never get upset when I hear even if flippers get them. Whatever. But, at least somebody's getting them. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it was just all of us beautiful people that are collecting that would love to get that stuff. But hey, sometimes it ends up the way it ends up. I mean, as far as us, we have videos that we have not actually even shot yet. We actually might have you were talking about the Disney cards earlier, Josh, the 70th anniversary for Disneyland. We've got a box of those we still got to open. We got to see if we pull some of these. There's some like the sketch cards in there. There's pieces of like people's
we
clothing.
opened a bunch, not on video, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Fun.
probably do a video on that. That might be in next week's rotation. If not, we got a couple mystery boxes from this fine gentleman sitting next to me on the screen right now. You know what I'm saying by that. That would be Josh. That's what I mean by that. But we got a couple of those mystery boxes we'll probably open this week as well. And same old thing. We got a couple shorts that we're going to be dropping. Guys, if you could bookmark the charity auction May 30th, it is in the description down below. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that.
I just put it in the chat too. So go click on it.
I appreciate that. Because we got a couple. We've started actually when we met Brian and we met Trent over there as well. So Blessed Pops. They actually gave me some stuff for the charity auction, some amazing stuff, which I really appreciated you guys giving us those when we got to meet up on Tuesday. So we got our first batches of things that are being donated, and we've been pulling stuff out of pretty much every video. So we appreciate you guys for doing that. If you could bookmark that show, I think we're only at like 30 bookmarks.
You're at 64 bookmarks, man. 64.
Thank God.
I think by the weekend you can get 100. Come on.
That's what I would love to start seeing the bookmarks.
Go on the show, click share it to your Instagram stories, copy the link, and put the link in there and share it out to everyone you know.
Starting now, we're about 2 months out. We'll be doing that. I start doing that pretty much every day now. So you guys will get inundated with that if you follow our stories. I apologize. There will still be dad jokes and all that stuff in there. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll still enjoy it. But we got the videos next week. We got that stuff going on. Josh has got amazing stuff. Listen, it was another amazing Thursday. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I always have a good time, except for the first 10 minutes when I couldn't get my computer to work. But after that, I think it was pretty amazing. So, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the springtime. And we will see you guys in